Good morning, everybody. So in this video, we have a quick shout out, just a few thanks. I want to discuss again just some plans that we have for the channel going forward. I've got a quick update on our Massey Ferguson 165, and I'm going to be taking a quick look at some of the winners from Agritechnica over in Handover during the week. Good morning, everybody, and you're very welcome back to the Agri-Motive Farm Machinery YouTube channel. It's Sunday morning. It's very, very wet in the west of Ireland, as it has been for the last week, pretty much here and all over the country. It was just water everywhere. So quick shout out, I got an email during the week just to say that we had reached our 1,000 subscriber mark, and that we have over 100,000 views on the channel. So I just want to a big shout out to everyone that has watched, everyone that has subscribed, and everyone that has commented and liked, and there's been some great chat in the comments. People, telling us about different machines they had down through the years and memories that they've had, especially on the David Brown one, on the MB track one. That there was a lot of good chat about machines from the past and times of old, and that's great. And all that helps the channel, lads. And I'm blown away now. The last 3 months since I started, I was told when I started that it was going to take over a year to get to 1,000 subscribers, between a year and 18 months, and we've done it in 3 months. And it wouldn't be possible without all my viewers, everyone that watches, and everyone that comments, and everyone that gives us a thumbs up. So just to everyone, thank you so much for all the support. It's been fantastic. So just moving on from that then, I just want to discuss the plans for the channel going forward from here. So as I said before, when I started out, it was just see how it went. I was going to decide after a year or so whether I was going to continue it or not, but obviously we're ahead of schedule pretty much at this stage. So coming up now, we're over 1,000 subscribers now. So look, coming up, we're going to we have a couple of new machine reviews lined up. So I have a couple of dealers that I've been talking with, and I have a couple of new machine reviews. So going out, taking a look, talking to the dealers, talking to the salespeople, taking the drive in these machines, and just giving a general, not a greatly in-depth, but just a general overview of some of the new machines that are coming out on the market. And I'd like to do something like that maybe once a month or once every 6 weeks. After that, then we're going to continue as ever with our history episodes, and people really do seem to love these history episodes. So the one that we done on the David Brown and the MB track were fantastic. They really set this channel alight with comments and people chatting about stuff, and people giving me ideas on what they'd like to see on the channel, which is also great as well. So there are loads of other manufacturers out there that have gone, or they've been swallowed up by some of the bigger companies, the bigger manufacturers, who deserve a mention going forward as well. So I do have a lot wrote down in my notepad, stuff that I do plan on doing. So I will be getting to that, and I have one coming out this Wednesday or Thursday that I'm working on at the minute. So that'll be another step back in time to the 50s and 60s. Then I'm going to add in something new. We're going to do some mechanical tips. Now, I've done one or two already. I've done one on the vernier calipers and stuff like that, but I'm pretty well set up in the shed here. So what I'd like to do is just how things work. Maybe take a starter motor, take it in, take it apart, explain how it works, explain where they go wrong, and explain how to repair them. So little things like that, relays, simple mechanical stuff that I can share some of my knowledge with some of my listeners or some of my viewers that might find that interesting. Just short 15-20 minute videos just explaining how things work. And moving on from that then forward, I plan on doing longer series, maybe overhauling the gearbox and stuff like that. As the viewership grows on the channel, we can expand onto newer stuff then, gearboxes maybe, and maybe stripping down an engine or taking apart a turbo, something like that. Also then, the special machine series. So I'm really shouting out to people out there that have something that's special, somebody that has something that they've restored, maybe something from the 60s or the 70s that you don't see anymore, something that's very rare, that's your pride and joy, that you think other people might want to see. Now, it doesn't have to be a tractor. It can be a combine harvester. It can be a seed drill. It can be a vintage plough. It can be whatever you like. But if you think that people might find it interesting, I would love to come out and talk to you about whatever you have, take a few pictures or a little video and just discuss it, because people do love, there's a great appetite for that kind of stuff on YouTube, and that's something that I would also love to do. Going on then, we will have a general industry chat as always. Later on in this video, I'm going to be running through agritechnica, so that's just general chat on what's been going on over in Handover in the last week. And then lastly then our machinery for sale. So anything that we have coming up for sale that we might find that you, the viewers on YouTube, find interesting, we will be putting it up on YouTube. After that then we have our update. So our 165 has been coming along nicely. I spent a lot of time yesterday working on it in the last couple of weeks over weekends and stuff like that. Getting the bonnet sprayed and a few other little bits and pieces, finishing off the wiring. There's a lot of stuff to be done. We're nearly there. Like it's nearly at the end, but my son Evan, who's in college in Kildalton, he's on placement up until the end of the year. So he has been with a large potato farmer back home in County Meath, and they've been working every weekend that they can. They're working late every night. So he looks after all the spraying. It's just hard to slot everything in, because anyone that knows the potato farmers this year, it's just been a disaster with the weather. It's real smash and grab stuff. The state of some of the fields, it's tough. It's really, really tough. And as someone who's driven a self-propelled potato harvester for a good many seasons, I know how difficult it can be and stressful it can be in those conditions. So I do feel for anyone, all the farmers out there that are dealing with those kind of conditions. It's not easy. So Evan does all the spraying. So he has the bonnet done. We have the bonnet done yesterday. I spent the day yesterday compounding and polishing down the bonnet, putting all the little catches back on, the little lid in the top and the badges and that on the side, and putting on the decals. I had planned on starting the tractor yesterday, so we done the bonnet, done all that. There's a few other little bits of wiring to be done underneath. What did we do? Polish it, finished the wiring, changed the filters, so the engine air filter and the fuel filters, bled out the system, filled it with diesel, and put the bonnet on, and then filled it with coolant. So just when we filled it with coolant, we noticed it was starting to drip out the bottom. So there was a pipe, so I went looking at it, and lo and behold, there was a little pinhole, a little dent mark in the bottom of the radiator. So the time that I should have spent yesterday starting the tractor yesterday afternoon, I actually spent taking the radiator back out of it. So it's not a big job. It's just a couple of brackets, a couple of bolts, and it slides straight up out of its housing. So I took it out, and lo and behold, there was a little dent, a little pinhole in the bottom of the radiator. So now I had sprayed the radiator, so it didn't happen when it was going in because the paint was intact. The paint hadn't been damaged. So I'd say when it was taken out and it was been moved around maybe from place to place, as things do in workshops, it obviously got put down or got hit with something, and it's just a little hole in it. So I'm going to braze that during the week and stick the rad back in, and hopefully next weekend we'll get it started, because it is ready to start, and I want to test the hydraulics and stuff on it as well. But it does look fantastic. It really, really looks well. I'm delighted with how it's turned out. We're trying to leave as much stuff on as original as possible. There are a couple of things we had to change. The badge at the front, we had to change the badge at the front, but the grille is the same, the bonnet's the same, there's a lot of stuff that's the same. So that's it. That's where it stands at the minute. It's ready to start. After that then, we just want to start to test hydraulics, make sure everything on the back is working okay, and then we'll be getting the cab prepped and ready to go on. We just have to clean down the frame of the cab and get it sprayed, and then stick that on, and then the cover goes on, and then it's only a couple of weekends work away. So we're hoping, please God, we'll have it up and running, finished before the Christmas period. Hopefully with the weather. If the weather plays ball with us, that shouldn't be a problem. So that's the plan, to have it finished before Christmas. So a nice Christmas present for me father, all the last year's work. So yeah, that's it. That's where it stands. So moving over to Germany then, to Handover and agritechnica. Has been going on all week. Now it's the first time it's been on in, I think, 4 years, because of the whole COVID thing that was going on there, that people are forgetting about now at this stage. I would have loved to have gone this year, because there's a lot of new stuff in it that's fresh out. I would have loved to have gone, but a new little baby in the house and that, and there's been a lot going on, working in the weather, and then the massy work and stuff like that. So I just I didn't get a chance to go this year, but I definitely will. It's on every 2 years, I think, so I'll definitely go for the next one. It's a great place to talk to people and get videos, and it would have made a great episode. But anyway, moving on, just looking at maybe some of the winners. I'll do more in the next couple of weeks. I'll do more on agritechnica, but just a couple of the winners then, I suppose. Exat that I've spoken about before. If you look back, one of my first videos was on the Exat system. So anyone that doesn't know what the Exat is, it's a harvesting module, or it's a module that you can, it's a whole new concept of how agricultural machinery works. It's a chassis that you can put a header on, you can put a seeder on, you can put a drill on, cultivator. So if you look back some of my previous episodes, you can get a whole video on the Exat, what it is and how it works. And it won the DLG Agri Future concept. So it's not launched yet. It's not officially out there. It's on test at the minute. So in the States and throughout Ukraine and Germany, it's on test, and it's an amazing looking machine. So I'm interested to see how that goes. So Clement and Felix Calverkamp, the two founders of Exat, were there to accept the award. Number 4 then, another machine that I had flagged a couple of months ago that I'd done a video on, that I knew was going to be, probably a winner at something like this. And that's the top-down with e-services from Radiator. So what it does is it uses your GPS, it uses the satellites and field mapping to vary the rate of cultivation in your fields. So you're only really heavily cultivating the areas that you need to, and then where it doesn't need to be, it's a little bit lighter, and it does it automatically on the go. So you can save fuel, you can save time, you can save wear and parts on your cultivating machine and stuff like that. Again, if you want more information on that, go back to some of my previous episodes, and I've got a whole video done on the Vadostad e-services with the top down. After that, then coming down the list, number 3, Steyr have introduced a hybrid CVT tractor. So it's basically, they've taken one of their, I think it's 180 horsepower tractors. I think the engine is the same, the rear transmission is the same, but they've put an electrical generator into it, and there's 2 electrical motors that are built into the front axle, from what I can make out. And they use the power from the generator to power from the generator to power the 2 motors on the front axle, and it takes it up to 280 horsepower. When you combine the generator and the motors with the engine, it brings it up to 260 horsepower, and then the engine, obviously, through the generator, is used to create the power. Now, I'm not sure whether it has a battery source or not. I don't believe it has, but it obviously has a huge big generator to drive the motors. So that's their introduction into hybrid. Steyr, obviously part of the Case family. Pretty much the same thing. I'm sure you'll probably see that technology in Case at some stage in the future. So after that, then something interesting from Stahl. So Stahl that make the front end loaders. So they have a telescopic front loader for tractors. So if you think of a loader on a tractor, it can go up and down and tilt the bucket, and that's the way it's been for generations. But now what Stahl have done is they've added a 0.7 meter extension swing arm, and yeah, it can give them an extendable, with that extended, it can give them an extra meter reach and an extra 1.5 meters in lift height. So, you can move your loader in and out when you're up in the air. You can extend it in and out. So it's something you could never do with a front end loader that I'm aware of, other than on a telescopic machine with a boom that can go in and out. So I don't think it's in mass production yet. It is produced. I don't think it's available to buy yet, but it has won an award as well. And it does look a very interesting concept for just your standard tractors. I think it's only available to start with for the 4-cylinder tractors. Lastly then, I suppose the big winner, I think the overall gold medal winner for DLG Innovation Award went to the New Holland for their CR11 series combines. So this new combine out from New Holland. Now, it's not a replacement to the CR10.9. It's the CR11. So what they're saying is it's 30%. It's out. It has 30% better efficiency, better output. But in a package that's roughly the same size as the old machine. It's the same weight, same size as the old machine. So anyone who's not familiar with combines, it's a twin rotor design. The CR is a twin rotor design, so it has 2 twin rotors run out the back of the combine, as opposed to, say, a single rotor or a straw worker combine. And it's one of its new features is a twin cleaning shoe. So most combines out there only have one cleaning shoe, so they've adapted two. So 50% of the crop of the tailings is split, goes on to a second cleaning shoe, and it just completely transformed the machine as in regards to losses. They're saying there's up to 0% losses, pretty much 0% losses from this machine at peak capacity. Other technology on it, then they have radars on the back because it runs a 45-meter header, which is huge. No, it's not abnormal. A lot of other combines, the X9 and that, would run the same, but because it's such a wide, vast spread, the biomass coming out the back, so that's the straw, the chopped straw and stuff, has to be spread over that complete area. So what they do is they use radars to measure, because if you're spreading and if you have a wind blowing in one direction, you can get the biomass, the spread all going, it's sort of drifting in one area. So it will speed up one rotor or slow down another rotor. It will use deflector plates to get that even spread across the whole width of the back of the combine. After that, then it uses obviously the New Holland Intellisense that a lot of the other machines have. So basically, the whole machine is filled with sensors. It senses what's coming in. It senses the losses going out the back. It adjusts automatically to where it thinks or it knows that issues may be within the combine. It'll speed up the drum. It'll slow it down. It'll adjust the fans. It'll adjust the sieves. It'll adjust the cleaning shoes. It'll do it all automatically without any input from the combine operator. I suppose, though, years ago, even still, people who would be used to driving standard combines, does it take the skill away from it a bit? It does, I suppose. It takes the skill away, because a good combine operator can look into the tank and he can see the sample that's coming out, and he can know whether to adjust the drum speed or adjust the fan speed or adjust the cleaning shoes or the sieves or that to get a perfect sample out the back. And then he can look on the ground, he can find out where his losses are, and he can adjust it himself. And some of the older combines, that's what you had to do. A lot of it was trial and error, but a good combine operator would be able to do that himself. But now that's kind of taken out of the hand. That this machine will do it all pretty much automatically, as most other new combine manufacturers have that system as well. So it'll do it automatically. I suppose combines are getting so big now. It's just the way farming has gone with the consolidation, I suppose, around the world of smaller farms into bigger farms, and it's more a case of big, huge operations and lesser machines, where you might have had 3 or 4 machines doing one job for different farmers. It's all consolidated into one now. You have one big monster, or 10 big monster machines, or whatever, with an outfit. After that, then they have an auto unblocking feature. So anyone, again, that's used to driving combines, especially rotary combines, it's quite easy to block them. So if you're pushing them at the limit, if you're driving them to the limit, you're just on the, that envelope where the crop is flowing sweetly through, as opposed to then it getting blocked. And if it gets blocked, especially a rotary combine, if it gets blocked, it can be a disaster. It can take hours to get them unblocked. So what they're saying is this machine will recognize that it's blocked, that it's after getting blocked. It'll ask you on the screen, do you want to unblock? You click yes, and you just sit back, take your hands off, and you sit there for 5 minutes. And it will make all the necessary adjustments to the rotors, to everything, the drums, the intake, everything that's gone on inside the combine. It will take all that into consideration through its sensors and its Intellisense, and it will unblock the combine automatically. All you have to do is just sit there and just wait, without even having to get out of the cab. So there's a lot of combine drivers that will be pleased to know that, and it will probably encourage lads to maybe just push the combine on that little bit further, get that little bit more out of it, because you'd often be holding back maybe to 80 or 90% in the fear that it would get blocked. So that's it. That's a roundup from Agritechnica. That's a roundup for Sunday morning. Yeah, I will be back. I have a good run planned for during the week. As I said, it'll probably be either Wednesday or Thursday. Probably Thursday. I'm not just sure what way things are going yet, but it will be out. And anyone that's interested in their older machines will enjoy it. So that's it. Again, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, no cost nothing, just hit the button just to subscribe. It'll help this channel greatly, and just give us a thumbs up, a like, and again a comment if you're at Agritechnique. What did you see that was impressive? What did you think was innovative? Did you buy anything when you're over there? And just let me know in general what you thought of it. So that's it until during the week. Thanks for watching, and I'll chat to you then.